they bring it in, man. When it's time to edit, it's like, oh, that's the one right there. I know that. I know that sound wave. I know that bit wave right there. That's the one.
That's the big boy clap. Yeah. For some reason, I'm looking at the audio in and this is the thing with my mic. My mic's got so many settings. Let me just make sure it's on the right setting. It's got so many settings that sometimes I'm recording and I look at it. I look at what I'm recording and I'm like, why isn't it the waves? Why aren't the waves bigger?
Yeah.
And they are, and sometimes I just give up. I'm just like, you know what? Just let the mic do what it does.
That's the thing
it
too
understands.
about like kind of self-teaching yourself all this stuff, right? When it comes to editing and learning how to fix certain things, right? Like you don't fully understand why certain things happen. You don't know. You just, hey man, it looks good. It works when I'm editing. It works when it's time to put all the shit together. So why even bother? Like asking, like, oh, I don't see the wave there. Fuck it. Who cares? When I'm done, it'll be there, I guess. So
witchcraft, basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
Magic. So Johnny.
Yes.
Is Johnny your actual name?
Johnny is my actual name. Well, my full name is Jonathan, but Johnny just sounds cooler. Johnny just sounds cooler to me.
Jonathan.
Yeah. Very sophisticated. Jonathan Johnson. Yeah. You know, at risk of doxing myself, it's 2 J's because my parents are not very creative. You know, so you know they gave me that. But I went with Johnny because, you know, you go through school and people give you the nicknames, right? So I felt like, you know, Johnny kind of just stuck with, you know, people around me. So that's the one I went with.
Interesting. I like this. I like when there's a story behind something because, you know, everything should have a story.
Would you like to know how Johnny Star came about? Because that one I think is a little more nuanced.
I think, now here's the thing. I think it has to do something with Steven Universe, right?
A lot of people do. I get that a lot. I get that so much. I don't know what. Here's the thing. I am not particularly a Steven Universe fan, so I always get confused when people make that distinction. Like my whole thing with stars, people always come at me like, "Hey man, do you like Steven Universe?" And I'm like, "Fucking no." I don't know why. I don't know why it must be associated with that because of stars, but sure, I guess. No, but it's actually, so it actually stems from an anime, one that I'm sure everybody knows. It stems from Soul Eater because of our everybody's favorite, or especially my favorite main character in that show, Black Star. Man, that was my guy. When Soul Eater, I think, was my second anime that I ever like really got into. Naruto, I would say, was the first, you know? Like, sure, when I was a kid, I watched Tsunami and they had all the different animes on there, but I didn't really know what anime was until I got a little bit older and then I watched Naruto, right? So after, I think at a certain point where I was all caught up with Naruto, I went on to like try to watch some other shows, and this was back when Netflix was just starting to have anime on their streaming service, right? So Soul Eater was there. I watched it, loved it. Black Star was my man. That was my guy. That was my dude. I loved him so much. So in high school, I would say the first year of high school, I tried to give myself, and I mean give myself. People didn't give me this. I tried to give myself this, the nickname Black Star, right? You know, your boy is black and he's a star. It works perfectly. It works perfectly, right? Didn't stick. No one wanted to fucking call me that. No one wanted to call me that back in high school. So, you know, over time, you know, some of my friends jokingly say it, and I think when I was making my YouTube channel and I was kind of going through all of these different like names, like I started with Gokunta, right? Like Goku and Kunta Kinte. Like I thought that was like a cool mixture, right?
Wow. I did not see that one coming.
Completely different story. Well, at some point maybe we'll get to that, but that was the first name I went with. But I think over time, one of my friends made a pretty good point. He was like, hey man, remember like you had that whole thing with like being a star or whatever the fuck, right? Like you wanted to go by Black Star. Why don't you like make that your name? And I was like, that's taken from something else. So I brainstormed a little bit. Johnny Star. It sounds like something either professional or something like kind of cool. So that's how we got there. Your boy Johnny, he's a big star. You put it together, you got yourself a great name. So that's how
was there a problem trying to find that name on like just getting it, just being able to grab it on like, you know, on like platforms like Twitch and Twitter and YouTube and all that kind of stuff? Or was
a little
it
bit
like,
Twitter is the thing that really pissed me off, because there is someone who has the name Johnny Star as their like just regularly spelled, but they never fucking tweet. Whoever the fuck you are, people. Fuck you. Get rid of the name. Give it to me. You don't need it. You don't tweet. Why do you have that? Right?
You know
but
what?
I would say for YouTube, not so much. There's a couple of Johnny Stars. The biggest Johnny Star I've seen is like a Latino actor somewhere, right? Like he's a male model or something. But I mean, when you type my name in on YouTube, I'm the first thing that pops up. So yeah, not too big.
That's all that matters. Yeah. It's sad when someone is taking your name, though, and you're looking for a name, especially for branding reasons and stuff like that. Yeah. You're looking for your name, and there's someone out there who's already taken it. Because I've had that situation before where I was setting up the brand for my site, and we're Simply Binge, and I'm looking for Simply Binge. At the time, I was just like, you know what, it's just gonna be Simply Binge across the board. And I search Facebook, it's there, so I'm like, great, grab it. I search Instagram, it's there, grab it.
Right.
I'm like, okay, the only place that matters next is Twitter, and I'm good. And I think Twitter didn't have it. I think Twitter had someone else with it. Was actually, I think it was Instagram, you know. I think it was Instagram. One of them had someone had it, and it was either between Instagram and Twitter. And I was so annoyed because I looked at the account, and similar to you, they just weren't using it. It was just there. It existed for no other reason than to exist.
It's so whack.
But the thing is, if you're big enough, if you become big enough on these platforms, you can actually, and if you copyright your name and get it all set up a certain way, and there's some legal reasons for it, you can actually request the name. Actually, I've looked into it, and it is possible to do it.
Right.
Currently, right now, we're just Simply Binge UK. But I would like to think at some point, being me, I'd probably just go through all the legal loopholes, set up everything the way it is.
We can drop the UK and just Simply Binge all the way.
Simply Binge all the way, you know. I mean, we're not dropping the UK because we are in the UK, but
right.
We drop the UK from the name officially, and just go Simply Binge,
right? You
know. And yeah, that should be it. That should be
cool.
Perfect.
That would be cool. I would love the same thing for me, man. Like, you know, just having everything so centralized, like, you know, having everything just be your name. You don't have to worry about like people getting confused. Like, yo, I tried to look you up, Johnny Star, but I didn't see it. It's like, fucking because someone else has that, so you got to look up this weird way of spelling it, or you got to add like an extra thing in there, or it's like completely different. Like, just having it your shit, like your name, is just so convenient. So yeah,
it is super convenient.
Get it if we ever do get to that point. I hope we both get our shit, like, just yank it from those people who are just hoarding it. It's like, bro, you haven't tweeted since 2009. Like, what are you doing? Why do you have that? Delete your account and give it to me. You know?
They should just be a Harold, you know.
Yeah.
Just Harold 1111, Harold 1122. You know, just basically that's what the platform should give them after you take the name, you know.
Exactly. You just get some bum ass, basic ass Google insert like password name with a bunch of numbers and letters. Like, you don't get a real one unless you decide to claim like a real one or something like that. Yeah.
Exactly. I think it's the same with like on YouTube as well. Like, one of the things that bugs me is when you see a channel, and this is like a pet peeve of mine. I don't really think it bothers other people.
Right.
But when I see a channel that has like, I don't know, like over 30K or something, and but then they just like never put videos anymore. Like, they've just died. And I think to myself, like, this channel could be doing great. They could be doing so many good things, and they've just let it die.
Very interesting. That is very interesting. I don't, you know what it is? I have a similar feeling about that, but not necessarily just from coming across, I would say, a channel, right? It's more of people that I know on YouTube or on YouTube or on Twitter who have like a good following, or they have made good videos, right? And I talk to them, but they stop making videos, right? And I get on my homies all the time. My boy Kami, my boy Marco, they both have YouTube channels and they make good videos, and they put me on to certain stuff that I end up talking about on my channel, right? And I'm just like, bitch, why are you not making content? What are you doing? You spend all your fucking time tweeting. Like, why are you not making videos? Like, what are you doing? What's happening, brother? Like, I think what it is, it's just like, it's a feeling of you hate to see missed potential.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, like when there's someone or like a product, or you just see something in somebody that you're like, damn, you could do so much more than what you're doing, right? And they just it just feels like they're squandering it. Like, no shade, people, decide to do different things with their life. Like, maybe you're just not inspired to do the thing that you once did. But it's just like, damn, like the well is full of just amazing potential that you have, and it just feels like you're not tapping into it. And it sucks. It sucks to see. So I feel you on that.
Yeah, it does. It does really, really suck when you see it. Especially if it's someone that you've been following. Like, if you follow a channel and then they just stop uploading. And here's the thing. I'm guilty of this. For the whole of 2020, now, I basically killed my channel, my main channel. For the whole of 2020. I was going through some stuff. Right? Like everyone did.
It happens.
I was going through some stuff.
Yeah.
But I stopped uploading. I didn't upload. My upload regularity dipped to such a point that where I would usually get over 1,000 views per video, I dropped down to just the hundreds and even lower at one point in time. And it was basically because I was just not in the right headspace. There was a lot of things going on with me and stuff like that at that point in time, and I just couldn't. Like, I would record. I would have footage recorded. I would have audio recorded. And I just didn't put it together. Right. And there were some times where I would even get the video done and put it up on the channel, and it would be there. I just wouldn't publish it. And there would be videos sitting on the back end of the channel, thumbnails and everything created. I just wouldn't do the final step. It was so bad. It was so bad. I was just I can't get it done. I can't do the final step to make it possible to be out there.
It is really crazy how lack of motivation can just ruin something that was going so well. Like, yes, I definitely know what you're talking about. Like, I had a period last year. It wasn't such a long gap, but there was a period of time where I just wasn't creating. I left from everything. No, I wasn't on Twitter. I wasn't on YouTube. I wasn't on any social media. I wasn't conversating with any of the people that I was normally. I was just doing my own thing because I just gone through some stuff where I was like, I can't even bring myself to even think about making a video right now. I'm gonna just do my own thing. And in that time, like you said, like there's still a part of you that wants to make stuff. So you're making the thumbnails, you're recording it's just that step of putting it all together and putting out a product that you feel comfortable with. Lack of motivation just kills that. It just kills it. Like, it's just like, man, I can't even bring myself to even do this. I have tons of fucking thumbnails that I'm like, this will never be made. This video will never get made. This is just gonna sit here. This is just gonna sit here. It's fucking crazy.
I've got the same. I've got quite a few thumbnails that because I started this series. I think I started last year, if I'm correct. It's called Waifu Tier List, right? And basically, the whole thing is that when I came back to making videos, I told myself, I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna be able to do what I used to do before because that ship has sailed. Right. Before I was just focused on game reviews and all that kind of stuff, and that was doing it for me. But the thing is that there are a lot of channels who do that now, especially the types of games that I review. And despite the fact that I do want to continue reviewing games, it's just I can't just do that. That's not going to get me the numbers because obviously there've been channels who've taken over that hole, who fill that hole for people. So there are people who now go to other channels for their reviews, right, for those sort of titles because of the fact that I wasn't there. Right? I don't want to give myself all that sort of hype. A lot of the people who do those reviews now have stepped their game up to the point where they've surpassed me in that aspect of things, and props to them. respect the hustle.
But
right?
you're just focusing more on like the people who were coming to you for that stuff. When you just stop making content after months, it's like, all right, well, I want to watch a review on this anime, and the guy who normally does it for me isn't here, so
let me find someone.
Yeah, let me find somebody else. Let me find somebody else. So I understand that.
So they found other people, and I mean, they found good people, because some of those people I know, and I see their numbers have gone up, and I'm like, I'm impressed. I'm like, man, respect that hustle, you know. But the thing is that so I needed to find something to differentiate me from everyone else,
right.
and to sort of bring back people for something that I do, and hopefully they stick around for some reviews as well. And one of the things that I do, I found myself doing a couple of my reviews, is every now and then, you know, I find a nice character in the game, and when I'm reviewing it, I say, hey, you know what? This is a good reason to play this game is because this character is very, very attractive or something. I don't know. I say it in a comical way.
That's really funny and cool.
Yeah.
That's such an interesting concept.
So I did it with Valkyria Chronicles 4. And I made a big deal about, there's a scene in the game that made waves when the game came out, about this character who had a very nice tushy. And I was like, you know what? We got to make this front and center. This is going to be the biggest part of the review when we're reviewing this
tushy,
game.
my man.
Very nice tushy.
She got a big dumper, bro.
Exactly.
She got a fat ass. Okay.
So I did that, and that video, you know, it was fine. It did good. It did well enough, and people noted that aspect of it. And so I decided I'm gonna do this waifu tier list, you know, because I think people like top 10 lists, and they like tier lists as well. I love tier lists. You know, that guy who does Tier Zoo is really popular, and I like him because he makes funny things about animals, and I think that's cool. And he ranks them, and everyone likes a ranking. Everyone likes to think,
everybody loves to make a tier list.
Something is better than something else,
right?
And plus the easy consumption. It's easy to watch a tier list or any list, to be quite honest.
And it evokes a lot of emotion from a bunch of different people. You're gonna get people who agree. You're gonna get people who disagree. And they're going to voice those opinions, and that's the best thing that you want, right? You want that engagement, regardless of how it comes in, right? So
precisely, precisely. And of course, you're going to have your biases. So when you go in and you do a certain character, you may say, oh, you know, like for example, there's a certain person I know who's got terrible taste in waifus, right? You know, terrible taste in waifus, and would somehow make the ridiculous notion that Sakura, of all people, is a top tier waifu. Now, I ain't pointing any elbows.
Whoa. Okay.
I ain't pointing any elbows or any knees or toes or anything, you know.
Hold on, wait a minute. What's going on here? Am I getting punched saying. Right now?
I'm just saying.
Wait. Let's slow the train down here, okay? All right, well, I'm not gonna stand for this Sakura slander right now, man. Okay, listen. She doesn't have the best track record. I'll give you that. All right?
Worst of the worst.
She's not the greatest written character in the world.
Terrible
right? But
written character.
I don't give a fuck about her writing. I don't care about. She's hot. What do you want me to say? What do y'all want from me, man? She's hot.
I want you to stop lying.
And hot now.
I want you to stop lying to yourself. She ain't hot. You know? Deep down inside your head, there's like a little Johnny in there. There's a little Johnny Star in your head that's telling you like, man, you know she ain't hot, man.
Listen,
yeah, exactly. It's a lie.
I watched the third Naruto movie where she has her summer clothes on. Perfection. Okay.
Oh, let me Google that. I can't remember that. When
we came back from Shippuden, all right, she had the cut, you know, the spats, you know what I'm talking about, bro? Stop. Let's not even cap. Let's not cap. I would never lie here, ever. I don't lie on my channel. I'm not going to lie here. All right? Sakura is A1. And all of y'all just hopped on the bandwagon of hating. That's what I believe.
Someone else is terrible.
Listen, everyone else is crazy except for me.
Exactly. That's the only logical thing. You know, that's what crazy people tell themselves. You know? They think so, but we all know the truth. Look at Sakura in this. This summer is terrible.
She is top fine wine. All right, it takes a good palate to appreciate her. All right, she may be an acquired taste. I'll meet you halfway there, but we're not gonna sit here and say that she is not quality. I don't know.
You know what?
I can't say that.
Everyone knows that. Everyone knows that the best waifu in the Naruto series is Temari. Everyone knows this, right? This is just like
this guy's saying right now.
This is what? Just the fact is this is understood knowledge. Like, here's the thing, right? I don't make this stuff up. Right? People, we basically had a meeting of fans of Naruto. You know,
a meeting.
Yeah, you may have gotten an invitation or you may not, depending on your rank of quality.
Was this meeting was this a bunch of people who were blind?
No.
Y'all were just listening to Naruto and heard Temari's voice. Y'all were reading the manga in Braille or some shit like that. You're gonna sit here and tell me Temari? I thought you was about to say some shit like Hinata, which was the obvious decision. But you're gonna come in here. You might as well have said Tenten.
Tenten is failure. Tenten is failure. Temari is best. Is top. She's best waifu, right?
Here's the thing, explanation for that?
Okay, so
what
Hinata was waifu, right, for Naruto. After the scene where her and Naruto did the whole, they were looking for Sasuke, and she went to the waterfall and she was bathing in the waterfall late at night, doing her, her ninjutsu, practicing her 64 palms or whatever. And Naruto saw her there and thought she was an angel or something. And the next morning he's like, I was like, it's not, Hinata top tier. I actually screenshot that while I was watching it. I screenshot her spinning around in the waterfall when I was a kid.
This man is sick.
And I was like, I need, man right here. This is beautiful, waifu tale is top stuff, right? And then
brother is sick.
I remember when, at that point in time, I went back into my memory and I remember the first interaction. Like, I went back and I watched the scene of Temari meeting what's his face, Shikamaru,
right?
And they fought. And I remember at that point in time, I transcended appreciation for waifus to the point that I only appreciated tsundere waifus as top tier, And then I realized Temari was the only tsundere waifu in Naruto that was top tier enough to be appreciated. And then it showed even more.
Doesn't even make any sense.
It showed even more.
First of all, I'm gonna stop you right now. What is this tsundere nonsense? Like, where are you even, like, okay, sure. She was an asshole. Like, she didn't like Shikamaru, even though maybe she kind of did. I don't know. I didn't pay attention to her all that much because she was barely in the show. Mm-hmm. And whenever she was there, she was just mean. Like, that's it. I don't understand the liking system there. Where are the assets is what I'm talking about. Where are the titties? Where's the ass? Like, every time I have these conversations with
you are not allowed to say these things. You all people are not allowed to say these things because Sakura has none of those things.
She has, like, but listen.
She's basically an ironing board that can walk. But you
haven't read the Dojin like I have. All right, I've read them. All right.
In the Dojin, it says she has some booty.
There's shape there. There's shape. Well, her skin glistening. Them green eyes, man. That pink hair. All right. Every e-girl has pink hair now. You understand what I'm saying? She was the blueprint, man.
I don't have a thing for e-girls. I don't have a thing for e-girls.
Then me and you can't be friends.
Unfortunately, my type of lady has to be proper thick. You see, like, have you seen Natalia Reiser?
Yes.
You see her Reiser? She got them thicks.
Yes.
She proper thick.
Absolutely.
Delicious. Thick thighs save lives.
Sunday breakfast.
Exactly. Okay. Delicious. Perfection. All these things, right? Sakura has none of that, right? She ain't delicious. She ain't scrumptious.
fair.
She lacking.
Okay, but where does Tamari fit in this then? If you're gonna shit on my queen, if you're gonna shit on Sakura, all right, where does Tamari? She wears a cloak half the time.
Yeah, but when she takes that cloak off,
we're gonna talk about
when she takes the cloak off, she's packing. Tamari's packing.
Yeah, right.
Just do a simple Google search. Do a simple Google search on Tamari.
Let's all just agree that Tsunade. If we're all being fair, Tsunade's the clear winner. There's no.
You see, the thing about it, Tsunade would have been clear winner, but then I've seen her when she dropped her jutsu though. When she dropped that jutsu guard.
But she keeps it on all the time.
No, she's failed at some points when her chakra drops low. You know, you never know.
But she literally had to. It only happened after fighting actual pain. She dropped it after she fought pain, man.
She dropped it against Madara as well.
Okay. Well,
she slipped up against
Madara. What did you think was gonna... Listen, let's move on.
Now, think about it. Think about it like this, right? If you had to pick a waifu to life, right? At that point in time, you knew this was gonna be your waifu for life.
Okay.
Right? And you pick Tsunade, right? Now, just imagine you're a top tier husbando like myself, you know. High quality. Number one out here, right? Okay. The husbando of dreams, right? Yes. All the waifus want you. Right? Yes. At that point in time, your power level is higher than Madara. Right. She would not be able to keep up. And the minute she dropped her guard, you'd be like failure.
She shrivels up like a raisin.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, think about it. It'd be terrible.
All right. Okay, fine. I don't want to have this argument. Okay, if we're being completely honest, I would say in the grander scheme of the world of waifus, Naruto female characters are not that high.
Definitely.
And in totality, right? So we're not even really talking about the best of the best here.
We're arguing low tier waifus, basically.
Fair enough.
Basically. All right. You know, we could agree to disagree here. You know, very much so.
I'm cool with that.
Okay, perfect. So, speaking of top tier, you're a One Piece fan.
Yes, I am.
And this is one of the things that made me find your channel. How I found your channel was because I hate One Piece World Seekers, right? I saw the footage, the first initial footage of it. Yeah, I know. I'm here. I've basically come here to just shit on everything you like. So.
Miss, what?
This is the plan. The plan all along. Exactly. You know, I came and, you know, I wined and dined you, said nice things to, you know, it'd be nice to have a conversation.
So you can shit on my face.
Shit on your face, you know. That's exactly. This is.
Okay, all right, fine. Give it to me. Because I love talking about this game. So I'm ready.
I remember when I first saw the first footage for this game, when the footage released, and I was like, my God, this looks like trash. I was like, why does it look like they've put anime in the real world? I just don't like seeing anime games in Unreal. For me, it just does not look good. To me, and why it doesn't look good? Because I know in 10 years it's not going to age well, right?
Okay.
Whereas, let me finish. Whereas when you look at anime-like games that have remained anime-like, you know, like your Storms and your Legend of Zelda Wind Wakers, those things age like fine wine. They get better with age, right?
Okay.
So when I saw your World Seeker review, I was like, this person is crazy, man. Mental. Who is this guy? How dare he like this game? Shameful display.
Oh my God.
I want to chat with him. He seems interested. Okay. I like talking to I like having this debate. So tell me, how did you become this mental?
Okay, listen. All right, so all right, so I'll tell you this. If we're starting from the beginning of our experiences with this game, I remember seeing the first trailer. I felt the complete opposite way that you did.
You wanted to lick the screen.
Ecstatic. I was so hyped when I saw this. And the reason for it, I think, is because I was never exposed to much One Piece content when it comes to console games, right? I know they exist now because I've done my research, right?
Right.
But over the years, I didn't even know. I had no idea they even were there.
Existed.
Okay. My anime games were the Budokai Tenkaichi, Storm, stuff like that, right? So I was just playing those, and when I saw the World Seeker like trailer for the first time, I was just happy to see One Piece anything. Okay. Now, do I feel like it was super realistic? I don't know about that, because I mean, we have Jump Force and we know what that looks like.
Oh, I hate Jump Force.
Then that is butt cheeks like human. That's exactly what you described. I don't think World Seeker takes it that far. I don't think it takes it that far. I think there's a decent balance for just how like, you know, the world and the trees and the sunlight and the water and how the characters look. I don't think they're super stiff. I don't think they're super humanly detailed, right? I think it's a good balance between the two. So
I mean, you're lying to yourself, but continue.
After time, you know, we get more trailers and then the game finally drops, right? It's so weird because so many YouTubers that I had followed, specifically like Afro Senju, they tried out the game even though like fucking my dude, what the fuck? What was that? I heard my voice for a second.
No, don't worry about this. Don't worry about this.
We can cut that out. But anyway,
we got your video running in the background. That's what. So
a bunch of other YouTubers were playing the game, like Afro Senju and stuff, and they were shitting on it. And this was before I had the game in my hands, because it took me a while to actually end up buying it. And they were shitting on it, and I was like, damn, like, is this game that bad? So I ended up playing it, and I did a couple of videos on it. I really enjoyed it. I really did. And the reason maybe for this, and I've expressed this in videos before, is that my tolerance for certain shit is kind of low, because throughout my entire life, I've literally just played whatever video game was given to me, right? When I was a kid, like, I didn't think too much about, oh, this game is trash, or like, this isn't as good as the last game. It was just a video game, so I played it. So I'm able to identify things that may not appeal to other people, but it won't hit me so hard that I'll be like, this game is trash. So when I played it, I identified that there was some stuff that probably didn't work out well. Like, again, the game, like I said in the video, the game is really empty, right? There isn't much to do. There's not a lot of mini games or side quests that like kind of change up gameplay, right? All of it kind of feels the same. There's a bunch of fetch quests, and there's like mobs that you like endlessly show up that you can fight, and the combat system is kind of weak. But I would say my experience for most of it when I was playing it was just enjoying being in the One Piece world the way this game presented it, as like this open space where you play as Luffy, and there's like this beautiful music and it's all joyful, and Luffy's like jumping around and like shouting and just having a good time, right? And that's some of the best parts of One Piece for me, right? It's just that joyfulness that you get from that show. Like, all of the characters at times are really happy, and there's so much like, you know, emphasis on friendship and, you know, like chasing your dreams and adventuring. And I think the game, while not perfect, encapsulated that for me. So that's why I enjoyed it as much as I did, right? So I felt as if any One Piece fan should at least attempt to play the game, especially at the price it is now. It's like fucking what? It's probably $5 at this point. But yeah, no, that was my experience. So that's why I liked it so much.
Okay. Here's the thing, right? Right. I appreciate that you've admitted that that basically you've got no sort of taste in things. I like to think when you order steak at a restaurant, you tell them to just like tell them just to cut the cow and just bring it in.
I didn't say that.
Don't even put it on a platter. Don't even add any seasoning to it. You just like, I'll just take this thing raw. You know.
I didn't say that. Again, no, I can identify when things aren't great. Like I can tell when shit is not like fun.
No, you can't.
Like people can be like, yo, this sucks. Right, Johnny, I even said in the video, there's a lot of shit that just doesn't work.
Johnny,
right?
I don't believe that. You like Sakura. That alone has told me enough, you know.
You gotta stop. Listen, you can't use that against me. Okay?
I can't. I'm doing it right now.
There's plenty of people who agree with me. All right,
and all of them are crazy.
Plenty of people who agree. So, listen. Let's just ignore that for like 5 seconds, please. Can we not talk about her? She's sitting right behind me. I got the statue right behind
I know you got the statue. I've seen it in the video.
She doesn't want to hear this.
You know what? She needs to know she's not top tier. But here's the thing. Johnny. I loved your video a lot because the thing is that I love seeing alternative opinions to stuff that I have. You see, I think the thing is that if everyone had the same opinion as me, I think that would be boring.
No, very boring. Very boring. And I appreciate that.
And so when I saw your video, I was like, I need to sub to this guy. Like, he seems brilliant. You know, he seems brilliantly crazy, but brilliant. And and I was like, I need to see what other crazy things he has, what other crazy ideas he comes up with. Right. The more you put out videos, the more I was intrigued. I was like, ooh, I like this, I like that, I like this, I like that, and so forth. And I think my favorite videos that you've done have been your anime videos. Right. So recently you've been doing a couple anime videos about different anime things, you know. And I think for me, let me think, what was one of my favorites that I watched recently? Let me just look at it here. I think you were the one who got me into Jujutsu Kaisen, actually. I saw your video of it. And then I started watching it at that point in time. So you actually got me into that series after seeing your video. Let me think of another one that I enjoyed. I think it was the top 5 favorite anime of all time. I enjoyed watching that video as well.
Oh man, what what's crazy is that one fucking bombed. I was so surprised, honestly. Like that, I would say, there's times, like us as YouTubers, when we make videos and we feel like
it's gonna be brilliant.
This is gonna work. This is gonna bang. This is the one, man. Like, people are gonna gravitate to this like fucking flies. Like, like I've had so many people ask me, "Hey, man, what's your favorite anime? What is your favorite anime? What is your favorite anime?" I'm like, awesome. Let me make an entire video talking about this topic, and it fucking bombed.
Yeah.
You ever have just those moments where something happens, like you think something's gonna go one way, and then it doesn't, and you just have to reevaluate everything you've done up to that point. Yeah. Like every decision you've ever made in your entire life. That's what that was for me.
Yeah.
After that video, I had to regroup. I was like, okay, what the fuck is going on? What type of videos am I making? Am I happy with these? Do I like what I'm doing right now? Like, I had to completely regroup after that one because no one gave a fuck. No one cared.
I did.
Except for you. And I appreciate that. That warms my heart to hear.
It was. I mean, here's the thing. You have to understand. This video has 100% like to dislike ratio. I mean,
that's true.
Who knows? Maybe someone is gonna watch this or listen to this and go in there and destroy that like to dislike ratio. But there are 30 people who have liked this video, right? And potentially one person who'll come in and hate it.
It's bound to happen. You gotta take your left with your rights.
Exactly.
So I'm cool with that.
I think another one of your videos that I enjoyed as well was Space Dandy, and
oh man, that one was fun. That was a fun one to make.
I can tell there's a thing you can tell when someone makes a video that they enjoy making, because you can tell with the feeling and the emotion they put into it. And so when I saw your Space Dandy video, I was like, oh my god, because I've never seen Space Dandy before, and I was like, I'm gonna have to watch this series. I haven't yet, but basically,
you have to get on that, brother.
I know. I have to find the time.
Good.
I have to make the time to watch it. But it looked so fun, and then you looked like you were having so much fun talking about it, and I was just like, this is a great video. This is a great. This looks like a great series, and so forth. And so it's things like that. Despite the fact that I may have disagreed with your opinion on World Seeker, I did enjoy your videos on World Seeker, and I did enjoy your channel to the point that I was like, I am going to subscribe to this channel, because I don't usually subscribe to channels, really. Right. I have a very few that I follow, especially with my main account, my main YouTube channel account. I follow very few channels, and I followed yours with that account. So that says a lot. It says like, wow, I've actually.
Man, that's a stat right there.
Exactly.
Put that on a plaque somewhere. I love to hear that.
And not just subscribe, hit that notification bell.
Fucking ring that, smack that.
We're paying.
Shit,
so I'm seeing them notifications when them videos drop. I'm like making sure I am ready.
I'll tell you this. On a serious tip, I think that is probably my main focus when it comes to making anything at this point. It really is just, regardless of the thing I'm talking about, regardless of people agree or disagree with the thing that I said in the video or the thing that I attempted to portray, I always want to make sure that you enjoyed the time spent watching it regardless. Like, I want to know. Like, I've had so many comments, especially now, people coming into, like, watching a video of mine and going, bro, I have no fucking clue what you're talking about, but I enjoyed watching it. And that is really the only thing that I strive for at this point, is to just make sure that every video I make is well crafted and entertaining. So regardless of if you even know the anime I'm talking about or know the game or even interested in it, you can walk away going, I liked watching that. That was time well spent. That is the only thing I care about right now.
Here's a question, right?
Yeah.
Counter to that, what is the worst comment you've ever gotten on your channel so far?
Woo!
Do you know it? Because usually you remember those things. You don't remember your best comments, but you remember the worst. What is the worst you've gotten?
The worst comment I've ever gotten, I know what it is.
Because it hurts you. It's got to be a comment that's going to hurt you, because that's the only way you remember them.
This one didn't necessarily hurt me. And I'll just say this for me, not just like on some big-headed shit. It's more like, yes, comments do get to me. There are comments that bother me.
They get to everyone.
I feel like the ones that get to me, like, deeply are the ones that, like, at least make me think about the thing that I did. Like, make me second guess whether or not I made the right decision on that, or what I said, or did I do the right thing. So I don't really count those as super negative, because I feel like I gained something from that.
Yeah.
The worst comments I ever get are the ones that make me laugh, because they're so stupid that they don't make any sense. And the one that I got was super early in my career, back when I was just doing whatever type of videos. They weren't anime related, they were just videos on whatever. It was the first, I would say, reaction kind of rant video I did. It was on I want to say, a Dragon Ball Fighters tournament, one of the first ones ever, between Goichi and Sonic Fox. And during this tournament, they were the last two. It was the finals. And there was a point where Goichi was fucking stomping Sonic Fox, clapping them cheeks. He was about to win. He was super close. He was super close to winning. And then at a certain point, Sonic Fox asked to switch seats. They stopped the whole thing so that Sonic Fox can switch seats with Goichi. Now after, some time and getting more accustomed to fighting game tournaments, I understand this is a common thing. It doesn't really mean anything, but my mindset at the time is that when you're playing a fighting game, you're built up with adrenaline. You want to do all this shit. You want to, you're in the mode. You're in the zone. And when something takes you out of that, you start to lose momentum. So after the side switch, Sonic Fox beats Goichi and he wins the whole thing. So I made a reaction video talking about how shitty that was, how fucking lame that was. Goichi had it in the bag and Sonic Fox stole it from him. But I was kind of joking around. I was making jokes here and there. And at the end of it, I was like, he won, fair is fair, whatever, right? I got a comment saying something so stupid. It wasn't even like coherent. It was just like, you stupid fucking fuck. Sonic Fox is cool and you suck, you dumb fuck. That was the comment. I laughed for days. I showed that to my friend. He was like, what the fuck is wrong with this person? What are they talking? What is this? He got so upset that he commented back at them. Right? I was like, dude, you don't have to do that. He was like, no. This is dumb. This is the dumbest thing I've ever read. So yeah, no, it's just sometimes when you put your opinion out there in a video form, you're gonna get all types of stuff. But when it comes to comments like that, all you can do is laugh. Yeah, that's all you can really do. All you can do is laugh, because there's no, how do you respond to someone just calling you a dumb fucking fuck over saying because they like Sonic Fox? Like, what do you want me to say, bro? You got it, I guess. Yeah, no, that was. It is what it is.
It is what it is. And I think that's the thing. I mean, for me, generally speaking, the worst comments I've gotten have generally been along the lines of, like, I put some work into something, and it's like for example, a technical thing or someone. I think it usually hurts when someone I know actually comments something negative to me, like something really harsh, and the person I think gives me the harshest comments, and it doesn't show up on YouTube, is my missus. Like she will literally.
Oh, wow.
I put up my last review, right? My last review I did was Star Seasons, and it goes up. And everyone's commenting it. Oh, you know, I like this about the game. No one's commenting anything negative, right?
Right.
And she watches the review and she's like, "Why do you sound like you're asleep in this video, man? Like, like you have no energy. I don't like this." And I'm like, "Woman, I was recording this, trying not to disturb you, right? Wow. I was trying not to disturb you. I was trying to keep it down, and I didn't want to go all out." And you know, she's like, "Nah, you could have just done it properly," you know.
Oh my goodness. But you know, I wanted to shoot her some bail. I wanted to be like, well, you know, she clearly just wants the video to be good. Like, she cares about what you do. She supports you, so she's trying to give you advice so it's better. But the fact that she's giving you shit when you were trying to be courteous to her is like, fam, what?
But you know what? The thing is, fun. Like you were saying, I do respect her opinion on that because of the fact that she does want the best. Like she's kind of like the person that pushes me the most on the stuff, even though she doesn't fully understand half of it, and may not even be interested in half of it. She's the one who comes in and is like, "Nah, yeah, you could have done better with that one." Or like I'll do a stream, and she check the stream out, and she'd be like, "You sounded really tired in that stream. You should have taken a nap earlier or something," or you know, just like wake up or something, you know, like that was not good enough. I did not appreciate the quality of what you did there. And I think sometimes you need someone to give you that sort of constructive criticism, because then the next stream I do after that, I make sure I have a nap before. I'm full of energy and I'm like, good, I'm gonna do this. And
it's good to have that support system.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Who is your support system?
Good. For me, it really is my friends, I would say. And over time, it's become my family. I think, you know, when you start doing something like YouTube, a lot of people don't get it. You know, a lot of people don't understand it. They look at you sideways when you say that you do it. Even now, even though it's become like kind of a mainstream thing and so many people have made careers off of it, and more people are aware that it is a career. Still, when you're starting out, a lot of people don't necessarily respect it or really understand why you would do it. So when I came initially to my family and friends about my want to start a YouTube channel, I was met with a lot of, you know, jokes and opposition, like, what the fuck, like, what are you doing, like, bro, like, what are you trying to be, like a video game donkey or whatever, like, you're trying to, like, you can't make money off of this. But over time, as you continue to pursue it, you get better.
You stick to your grind.
Notoriety, and you know, people start to notice. People will start to notice in your circles. Now I'm having my friends tell me, like, "Hey, man, I watched your video. That was really good. Like, I can't wait for the next one." I'm having my dad and my mom ask me about, like, "Hey, how's the YouTube thing going? Like, you know, what do you got planned? Like, I can't wait to see you, you know, make money off of this and stuff like that." Like, it's rough starting out for a lot of people who are, you know, beginning creators and chasing your dreams, because people are not going to understand. People are not going to understand right away. And the main thing I would say that I learned is that you can't blame them for that. Yeah. Because you are the only person who sees the vision. Yeah. At the time. You are the only person who gets it, because it's your vision, it's your passion. But the more you work, the more you continue to put yourself out there, and the more you grow, people will start to come in and be like, "Okay, wow, I see the picture you're painting. I see it now," you know? So you got to remember that when you're starting out. It's like, it's a process. Not everybody's going to be on board right away. And you can't blame them. You know, they'll get it eventually. You just gotta keep going.
It's about that hustle, man. You literally have to put in the time and the effort. And I see that with your channel, because of the fact that on a monthly basis, you're putting out at least approximately, at least in recent months, you've been putting out at least 3, 4, 5 videos a month.
Yes, sir. I'm working on one right now, actually.
You're working on one right now?
For Saturday, yes.
Now, here's the thing, right? Since this video, this recording is not going to be up on Saturday, it's actually going to be up past Saturday. Can you tell us what you're working on?
Okay, sure. I can give you a little taste. So,
I want that preview.
oh yeah, no, it will. Yeah, like you said, it'll be out, so I can talk about it. So this one is going to be about. So I made my Fooly Cooly video back. I want to say, towards, I think either the end of last year or the beginning of this year. I can't remember. And that video, I think, really encapsulated what I want my channel to be. It's going to. I want my channel to be me speaking about how anime makes me feel, more as like I'm like this deep analyst on. Oh, this is how this works. This is how this works. I'm not that type of guy. So I want a lot of my reviews to be centered around my emotional takeaway and the things what this anime made me think. So after I made that video, I got a lot of people talking about like how much they love the series and how they never really had a space to talk about it. And a lot of people asked me to review season 2 and 3. So that's what the video is. I finally got around to watching both of those seasons, and I'm going to be talking about them both. And I'm going to be honest, I fucking hated him. I hate they suck. They suck. Not so much season 3, but it sucks in the same similar way as season 2 does. As the process of these seasons coming out was essentially Production IG, which was the co-creator of the original series with Gainax, right? Gainax sold the rights to Fooly Cooly to Production IG. Production IG partnered up with Adult Swim so that they can make season 2 and 3, because I guess the heads at the studio felt like they needed to make another one. Even though the original creator, Kazuya Tsurumaki, I believe if I'm saying his name correctly, he didn't feel like there was a need to continue the series. The story was over after the 6 episodes. There wasn't anything else to tell. But they wanted to do it anyway. So they got a team together of new animators. They asked Kazuya to be a supervisor, which he did. And essentially, they tried to make 2 separate stories in the Fooly Cooly universe that pull a lot from the original source material. And it just doesn't work because they're trying to be something that's already complete. It's like they're trying to expand a universe that doesn't need to be expanded. It feels so soulless. Like the original Fooly Cooly to me has so much depth and style and charisma. Like all of the characters mean something, right? Like there's themes and like just different things that go on in the series with every episode that you can take away from. Like you can watch any one of those episodes and pull something different from it, right? There's style to it, like the way things are animated, the way certain scenes are shot. Like it's super artistic, all while being really kind of wacky and like, you know, kind of like when people watch it the first time, they go, what the fuck did I watch? Like I literally hear everybody say that the first time they watch Fooly Cooly, they go, what the fuck was that? Right? But the more you watch it, the more you learn. These seasons, it felt like they were attempting to copy a lot of the mannerisms of the first without fully committing or fully understanding what made the first so great. And I go super into depth about where they failed. I would say season 2 is the worst of both of them because it really is just them attempting to recreate the first one. And that's the thing you can't do with something like Fooly Cooly, because Kazuya said it himself. He's like, for Fooly Cooly to exist, it has to be its own thing. So when you recreate it, you can't shackle yourself to my original work, because my original work is so personal to me.
Yeah.
It's everything that I was experiencing at the time. It's all of it's my humor, it's my jokes, it's my references. Like all of that stuff is a combination of everything that I was experiencing at the time of its creation. The only way for you to make a proper successor to that is to bring on young, imaginative animators and directors who have their own experiences and stories to tell that are separate from mine. And if you try to force mine into that, it's just not going to work. And that's exactly what happened with season 2. With season 3, it's a little different in the sense that they did attempt to go a different route, right? Like The story itself, I would say, at face value, is very different from the original. It has its own feel to it. There's like themes in it that you can learn from that are separate from the original themes that from the first one. The only problem is that they still keep pulling in elements from the original that just don't fit the world, right? Like, if I'm gonna pull in like some examples, like the inclusion of Haruko, right? The main pink-haired girl from the original. She makes no sense. Like, she makes no sense here in season 3. Like, her role, like, she's completely detached from the original, from the characters in there. Like, she really doesn't do anything except just be there as like a prop to say, hey guys, remember, this is Fooly Cooly. Remember where this is in the universe. Haruko's here. It just feels out of place. It just feels super out of place, and I feel like it would have been perfect if it didn't do that.
If they had the new characters, basically, just them.
Exactly, and that's the problem I have with both of them. It's like, you're shackling yourself to something that was already great. You're trying to replicate it, and you can't replicate like amazing art like that. Like, you ever try to just redraw like a picture that you made of something and it's just not as good?
Yeah,
like that's what happens. You can't recreate that feeling of something so personal in that moment. You have to, in order to make something else amazing, you have to branch out. You have to branch out. It's
the thing, like for example, like if you, like we were talking about losing work that you've worked on, like you've recorded something with someone, like this, what we're doing here, like a conversation. Let's just say, knock on wood, we were to lose this audio, and we decided, oh, let's do it all over again with the same exact questions, same exact conversation. It would suck.
Right.
It would
just
suck.
Wouldn't be the same.
Exactly.
It wouldn't be the same.
It wouldn't have the same effect, because the nuance of me not knowing what you're going to say is going to be lost. The nuance of you not knowing what I'm going to say is going to be lost. And it's the reason why if ever I record something with someone and I lose the audio for them, the whole conversation changes. I am not going to ask you the same questions at that point in time.
You have to just, it's fresh, new topics, new everything. Like,
exactly.
Because it's the only way to make it feel organic. It's
exactly.
the only way to make it feel organic.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. And here's the thing. As a fan of the original Fooly Cooly, I've not seen season 2 and season 3, so I'm actually interested to see what this I'm looking forward to seeing your video, to be quite honest.
Yeah, no, I'll say this. I know I rambled a little bit and my thoughts weren't all completely put together for explaining it here, but I would say, please, if you are interested in those 2 seasons, if you haven't seen them, or you have seen them and you're just looking for like maybe a perspective that is the same or different from yours, I would definitely say go watch my video, because I just think myself being such a huge fan of the original, and such a huge fan of Kazuya, like he's worked on so many things. Like I think he directed the recent Evangelion movie that just came out.
I haven't seen that movie yet, to be honest.
He's so amazing. Like his way of putting things together is really cool. And the fact that Studio IG and Adult Swim felt the need to make these seasons and completely just derail from what he told them would be the only way to create proper sequels to his original work, and just look at the product that they made, it just disheartens me, because it's just like, man, this thing could have just been left alone, if anything else. Right? You could have just left the original alone and let it be what it is. But I don't know. I don't know if it was corporate greed or if it was just people thinking that they were doing the right thing.
It's always
and
corporate
it just
greed.
didn't land.
It's always corporate greed. Whenever things like this happen, it's always corporate greed that pushes it. Because I think when a creative, it's like what happened with Bleach, if I'm correct. If I remember correctly, Kubo hadn't, I think if I'm remembering correctly, I may be 100% wrong about this. Correct me if I'm wrong, those of you listening or watching this or whatever have you. But if I remember correctly, I think Bleach was supposed to end after the first Aizen fight or something like that, or somewhere around there. It was supposed to end, and or it was supposed to end after Aizen's final arc with the Espadas or something. Generally speaking, they just kept dragging on that series and bringing out more and more enemies and all that kind of stuff, and a lot of filler stuff. And it got to the point where reading Bleach became a chore. It was boring because they were repeating the same things.
Man, you took the words right out of my mouth. Even if that isn't true, it definitely would have made a lot of sense, because everything that we had read and experienced from the beginning of Bleach to the end of the Aizen fight was it. Like it was all building up to that moment. So if that was, I would assume that probably was the case. But if it's not, it's not. But I completely feel you. Like especially the last arc of Bleach, if it was just like a death march. Every chapter is just like, here we go again, another Bleach chapter. Like I have to read it because I want to know what the ending is like, right? But it's just like,
I skipped the last arc.
Just doesn't feel right.
I skipped the last arc. I started reading it, and I was like, I can't put myself through this again. And I literally waited till they got to the last chapter, and people posted about, it's the last chapter of Bleach. Read the last chapter, saw the end, and I was like, okay, I'm good now. Like, really and truly, I just couldn't put myself through it. At that point in time, I dropped Bleach to focus on other things, because it basically, because I used to read, it was the big three. It was Naruto, it was Bleach, and it was One Piece. That was my weekly reads, right? When Wednesday or Thursday, whenever chapters came out, I would get all my manga, I would sit down, and I would read them one after the next. That was my thing. Sometimes there'd be a week in between for some of them. They'll take a break, their break week. But I'll read the other two. And those were just like regular for me. It was like people having their morning coffee or something. Reading those three was my morning coffee for the week.
I remember those days.
And I remember each of them when I felt the dip. I felt the dip in Naruto when, I think it was after, when did I feel the dip in Naruto? I think I felt the dip just about, let me think. I don't want to spoil, I don't want to be incorrect here. I believe it was about the fact that the point when Neji was killed off. Like,
I see. Okay.
I remember seeing Neji get killed off, and I was like, and people were posting on like, oh, Neji's dead, blah blah blah. I was like, I don't care.
Who gives a shit?
They never developed him after.
I've been saying this for years. That death was so like,
it was weak.
What? Who cares?
They never developed him past the whole storyline of his family. Like when they were younger, he had so much more character development when he was younger. The whole thing about the family ties and his father, and the fact that their family had this class system in it and all that. And there was so much about him in that if had they killed off Neji at that point in time, I would have cared to some extent.
Right.
But they killed him off in Shippuden to the point where it was like, I don't care that he was killed.
Being important after part 1, man.
Exactly.
That's just facts.
And it was the same for a lot of characters. I stopped caring too as well when like there was that chapter when I remember when I read that chapter. It was the point when Sakura tried to stop Naruto and she told him she loved him, and I was like why? Like this doesn't feel organic, and it feels weak for her to come in and say this, because of the fact that they know each other.
I was really mad at that
because they know each other to the point where like they've known each other for years, and they've like he knows himself. Even though at that point in time he was still like falling over her to a certain extent, a small extent. He knew she didn't like him that way. He knew that their relationship was platonic at that point in time, and so his reaction to it was. It was okay. I understood his reaction. It was like, yes, it made sense that he turned her down, and he was like, nah, this is not you, right?
That's Cap.
But for her doing it, it was like, really? And even her reaction when she met Susuke on the bridge, and she was like, okay, I'm gonna deal with him, and then she just backs down. Like at the end, like I can't do this. And it was
because you got to think about it too. Like, what if Naruto had said yes?
Yeah. What if was she gonna just go along with it?
What you would have done? What would you have done? Because you don't love him. Like you're legitimately lying.
Exactly.
That was whack.
It was whack. But the thing is, I will admit they stuck the landing with Naruto because it went through, and after that, then we had the amazingness that was Obito and Madara wrecking stuff in the Shinobi War. The Shinobi War was brilliant to the tail end of it. That outside of the whole Neji thing, that was a brilliant arc. The whole what do you call it? The whole what's her face when she came out, Kagura.
Listen, man. I'll tell you this right now. So during that time, I would say right before the Kaguya reveal. I remember me and my friends were reading it, and we were all like, kind of like, man, like it's getting kind of nuts, right? Like Madara seems like super fucking OP. He seems like super fucking strong.
How do you stop
him? How do you stop this guy? And we remember hearing a rumor that ended up not being true later, right? About Kishimoto saying that he has no idea how to kill Madara.
I heard that rumor
and
too.
At the time we believed the rumor. So when Kaguya came out, we were like, what the fuck is this bullshit? What is happening? And we were mad all the way through those chapters. Like, dude, what? This is supposed to be the epic, like, and like Uchiha ruler fight, and we're getting this stupid ass alien bitch. Like, what is happening? We were so confused. I think at that point, a lot of us, like you were mentioning the dip in Naruto. I think some of us felt that at that moment.
I felt the dip there too.
It picked up for the Naruto and Sasuke fight for me.
Oh, that was brilliant. That was brilliant.
Perfect.
Fight.
Exactly what I needed. I think it was the perfect ending.
It annoyed me. It annoyed me that Sasuke still wanted to fight him, because I was like, dude, you've been through everything, right? You've defeated everyone, and you still want to fight him. But that fight, I think to a certain extent it needed to happen. I just wish it didn't happen for like the same reasons. Like he fought him and he was like, well, I had to fight you, kind of thing, just to prove something or whatever.
It was kind of weird. Like when they were having that conversation, he went, I'm gonna be the villain and everyone's gonna hate me because the world needs hate. And we were like, what?
Dude, you just took out Kagura. Like you beat her at this point in time.
What are you talking about?
Wasted.
What are you saying?
But it was brilliant. It was brilliant to that extent. And I think that's the thing with Naruto. At least it wasn't dragged out. Well, Naruto has been dragged out with the Boruto series. I think Boruto is trash. I don't want to get into that conversation because I've already done it. They've come for me. They've attacked me. I don't want any more smoke. All right, I'm cool. I don't want it. Okay. I'm not gonna talk about it. I know you have a video, and the thing is, your video. My problem with Boruto, Next Generation. Please no more. I haven't seen it yet. I'm gonna have to watch it because
I think I was trying to be fair, and one of my friends hit me up because he watched it and he said, "Dude, I feel like you try to clarify yourself a little too much in that one," because I didn't. Because after my Demon Slayer video, and so many people were so upset at the fact that I said I didn't like it, I didn't want to offend anybody anymore. So I tried to clarify myself the entire time, going, if you guys like it, that's fine. It just doesn't work for me. I'm sorry. Just relax. I think I repeated myself saying that like 3 times, and he went, dude, if you're going to have an opinion, you got to just be forthcoming. You just got to say it. Don't clarify yourself, because listening to you keep saying, if you like it, then whatever. It's just annoying. And I was like, all right, I won't do it anymore. But I attempted to say, like, it didn't work for me at the beginning. I'm seeing some stuff now online with, Kawaki and the karma shit. I'm like, okay, that's kind of cool. I heard some stuff happening with the manga where, like, I think Naruto loses Kurama. I don't know if that's a spoiler, but that happens, and I'm like, okay, that's pretty interesting. So I was like, yeah, no, Boruto fans specifically, I was saying, like, yo, you guys need to relax. Like, you guys need to chill out. Let people like what they like. Let people dislike what they dislike. It's not that big a deal. That's pretty much the gist of.
I think Boruto fans are all 5-year-olds. Like, to be honest, I don't think
it feels like it, man. Sometimes it definitely does feel like that.
I don't think there's anyone of a proper age who likes Boruto.
I have some homies who do. I have some friends who do. They tell me they enjoy the story. They're my age. They're 20, 23. They're in that age range. You know. So they say they like it. I can't speak to it. I won't try to. I won't even try. I just know that they do, and I'm gonna leave it at that.
Crazy.
Because I don't want nobody hitting me up later like, bro, what the fuck did you say? Nope, not me. I didn't say nothing.
It's nutty. It is what it is, and I think that's the thing. I think at the end of the day, I think the only one of the top 3 that has not had a dip, it was One Piece. I do not see a dip in One Piece.
I 100% believe that. Even with, I would say, Wano right now. Wano, for me, has had moments where I'm like, really? Are we because it was weird because Wano has so much to set up. There's so many different characters that are involved, all the different samurai that are involved that weren't along for the ride the entire time. So we have to get backstories for everybody.
Yeah.
We have to make sure that the reader cares about these characters so that for the finale it all works. And I'm starting to get that now. I'm starting to understand that now. Originally during Wano, there was just there was a slow period where we were getting all of this exposition and we're like bouncing between these different viewpoints and characters, and I'm like, this sucks. But now we're at the crescendo and I'm like, okay,
it's brilliant.
I see what Oda was doing. I see what he was trying here. I get it now. That's where I'm at with it now. So yeah, no, I would 100% say that One Piece has just been a non-stop train.
Yeah.
It hasn't stopped at all. Even I would say arcs that people don't particularly like, I love. Like, people hate Skypiea.
Oh, really?
I love Skypiea.
I like Skypiea.
I think it's good.
I think
it's really good.
To me, my least favorite arc was Thriller Bark. I did not really like Thriller Bark, and despite the fact, and it's because of the fact that I didn't really like the whole zombie thing, and I also felt that what's his face, the zombie guy, like there was just some irregularities in that arc.
Gecko Mori.
Moria. I think there was some irregularities in the Moria arc, you know, to the sense of like Moria said only the shadows can only go back to their owners if he allows it, and then Moria got knocked out. And he's in the arc, he did say even if he wasn't like conscious or something, I think I remember correctly at the beginning, it should still be able to, like, he would still have the shadows. And I think the thing is that at that point in time, Oda was still young and he was still getting a hang of the cohesion in his writing. Right. But I think after that, you start to see the true genius behind the author. And if it's just those few little things that you could nitpick about his writing, I'm fine with the rest of it. I think. Yeah,
no, that's so true. I would say there are points in One Piece where you raise an eyebrow, right? Where you go, okay, I don't really, that wasn't amazing, right? But the thing is with Oda's writing, it's so unbelievably consistent. Yeah. This guy's been writing this series for such a long time. We've had so many highs. There's gonna be moments where it's not as great as everything else. Yeah. You have to think about what you're comparing it to. Like, for every Gecko Mori, we have Kuma coming in and wiping out the entire Straw Hats. For every Silver Foxy, there's Luffy telling Usopp to shoot down the world government flag. Like, for every dip, maybe a little tiny dip, there's just a giant mountain. Yeah, just a giant mountain of good content. So you got to give them props for that. You have to.
It is.
You have to acknowledge it.
It's a brilliant series. It is a really brilliant series, and I have to say it made me happy when you mentioned that. I remember I think this was your video. What is the future of One Piece games? You mentioned that you hadn't played any of the other One Piece games before, and then you found out that there were all these One Piece games. And I remember when you mentioned Burning Blood. Is it Burning Blood? No, you mentioned Unlimited World, the Unlimited World series.
Yes.
And that was because when you mentioned, and this is where I can understand now that you've explained the fact that that One Piece, what's it called, World Seeker was your first time seeing a One Piece game with open world and all that kind of stuff. I can understand the excitement to see that, because especially if it's a series that you've got an interest in and a fandom towards, and you haven't had that sort of world that you can go and explore in. To you,
I feel like I know where you're going with this, and I have something to tell you after you're done.
So
I want you to continue.
Okay, so the thing is that when you haven't had that release in it, it's easy to sort of think like, oh my god, I can't wait to get in here, because I've liked certain games that I think other people think is trash because of the fact that it's the only game in that sort of like universe that I can get to explore in and so forth. And then later on in life, I find other titles in the series and I'm like, okay, that game was actually trash. But but the thing is that with the World Series, I found the World Series way back when, and it was horrible how I found it. When I found about the World Series, it was basically on Nintendo consoles at the time. I think it was only on the Wii and stuff like that. But it would only release
most of them were on there.
Exactly, but they would only release them in English in Europe. So at the time, I'm in the Caribbean, in the American region, and I can't get anything. Like I'm like, why won't they release this over here? Why is it always released in Europe and we can't get this?
Okay.
And so I think that's the thing. A lot of people who grew up in the Americas, you would never have gotten it because of the fact that, unless of course you were pirating it or something, you never would have gotten it because of the fact that it was never released for that region. Whereas Europe got it. Europe got the One Piece games in every time it came out. And then when Unlimited World Red came out on the 3DS, I had it. I was like, I have to have this. And I got the game and I enjoyed it. I loved it so much on the 3DS. And when it came out for the Switch, I got it for the Switch as well. And I enjoyed it on the Switch. And so it's a series. I think what makes the Unlimited World game so much better is that, to me, what makes One Piece so great is the adventure. It's finding a new place. It's exploring that new place. It's the sort of wonder and splendor that you have in it. And then there's the characters as well. And the way they do it in the Unlimited series is that you get a map, or you get an island or something to explore, right? And then when you land on that island, they tell a new story that's not related to anything you've experienced in One Piece before. It's a story with a new character, a new villain, it's like a new arc of One Piece that you get.
Yeah.
And in that, you have characters returning, but how they explain those characters returning, it's like they are sort of figments, or like someone's using magic or some special ability to bring these characters, like clones of them or something into the series for Luffy to then have to fight them, Luffy and the crew. And especially the other thing is that you do get to play the entire crew in the Unlimited World series. So you don't just get Luffy, you get everyone who's on the crew at that point in time, and you get to play them, and they all have a full moveset, and they all you can unlock stuff for them and costumes and all that kind of stuff. And I loved that. To me, that was
Q, my friend. I can gladly tell you that for the last 3 days I have been playing Unlimited Red, and I love it. And I love it.
That's all I wanted to hear.
I love it. It's good. It's good as hell, man. It's good as hell. And again, my thing is just being able to be Luffy, and just enjoy the world. That was one of the big things that I really enjoyed about World Seeker. Being able to just, I kid you not, I have fucked around in that town for an entire hour. I was just running around. I was just flinging myself off of the building. I was just saying hi to the townspeople who look like walking potatoes. I would just punch them for no reason. Like, it's just, I just love being in that world and being those characters and just having a good time. So Red is so good for all of the reasons you listed. I totally understand.
Yeah.
I totally get it now. I totally get it now.
And that's the thing. I think, and the thing is, I say all these things about World Seeker, but I haven't played it myself yet. So at some point, if I ever do get around to playing it, I'm not going to spend my money on it, of course, because I think
of course not.
I think my money's too good for that game. But if somehow I magically stumble upon a copy of it, and then I do play it, and then I get to hate it by playing it, I get to have authentic hate, after playing it.
Yes.
At that point in time, it's like me getting I think when I hated on Pokemon, was it the Pokemon Sun and Moon games? Was it not Sun and Moon? No, it was Sword and Shield. I hated on it. The first time it came out, I was like, this is terrible. How dare they make this stupid series? It's like, make Pokemon better. And then one of my mates was like, oh, you're shitting on Pokemon Q. I'm going to get you the game, and then you're going to play it, and you're going to understand. And I got the game, and I played it, and I talked more shit about it. I made another video. I made a new video, and I was like, aha, I have it now. No one can tell me anything. I can talk more shit about it. And everyone, you just have to eat it up now. That's what people did, So
listen. Here. I'll make a deal with you.
What's the deal?
All right. So, if you do eventually, when you do get World Seeker and you play it, right? If you do like it, you have to change your Twitter handle to World Seeker fan account. Okay.
For how long?
But if you hate it, I have to change my Twitter handle to World Seeker sucks.
Okay. Do I am down for that. How long does it? How long does the change have to last?
I would say for a month.
A month.
You have to do it for a month.
A month. Okay.
I believe so hard that you will have a good time playing it.
Mm-hmm.
That you will do. That I will win. But I'm a man of my word. That if you do hate it,
Mm-hmm.
I will change my handle to World Seeker Sucks for an entire month.
And you know what? I'm with you on that one. Is that I could just easily just play it and pretend that I didn't like it, but if I actually,
you're a proper gentleman.
Exactly.
I believe that you have integrity.
Exactly. That's the thing.
I do not foresee any tomfoolery here.
If I actually like it, I'd concede my L. I'd say, you know what? This hits. This does hit to some extent. It does hit.
I'm down.
I'm in.
I love to hear it.
We got a deal. Ladies and gentlemen, all you peoples out there listening or watching this at some point in time when it does inevitably air. I want you guys to
ourselves a deal. We got ourselves a bet here. You gotta make sure both of us keep our words.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? You gotta make sure both of us keep our words. At me, tweet at me, whatever the fuck. If it comes out, my man Q hates the shit. Listen, I'll keep my promises.
Mm-hmm.
I keep my promises.
Damn right. So I'm talking about. That is brilliant. Brilliant. Yeah. So Johnny, what is the future for your channel? What do you have planned?
All right. So for the future right now, I would say I was getting kind of scrambled because there were so many different types of videos that I wanted to make. But I would say right now I'm focusing on obviously getting the Fooly Cooly video out soon on this Saturday, or it's probably already past that. So go ahead and check that out. But I'm focusing on reviewing every single, I want to say, anime movie that I can get my hands on. I'm working on part 2 of my Naruto review series for the movies. Then I'll be moving on to My Hero. I'll be doing all the OVAs and the specials, stuff like that. So be on the lookout for that. But pretty much my channel is just me talking about the stuff I love when it comes to anime and video games. So if you just like having, really cool, fun videos to watch about those things, you know where to find me, Johnny Star on YouTube, man.
Ooh, and that kind of answers my second question, which was where can people find you? But
Johnny Star on YouTube, Johnny Star on Twitter. I kind of got it. I had to change the O to a 0, but it works for me. But those are really the only places I hang out at.
What about
I have
Twitch?
my Instagrams, but I don't post much on there.
Do you play on Twitch? I see you have a Twitch.
I do have a Twitch, but I don't stream. I am working on that, though. I'm working on that. I'm working on getting my stream stuff down. Like I said, I don't have a webcam, which is why we're doing this audio. But when I get a webcam, I get me some proper internet, find me some nice pockets of time to get some streams in after work or something like that. We might be down on Twitch. We might be on Twitch. So, you can follow me on Twitch, but no content now. I think it's still Johnny Star there, too.
I'm seeing it.
I'm not sure.
I'm seeing it as Johnny Star right now. I am seeing it.
All right, well, there you go, boys. There you go. It's right there.
It is there.
It's right there. Yeah.
It is there. And here's the thing. I will always, I'll make the recommendation or give the advice that try not to do too much at the same time. So if you don't think you have the ability to do it at this point in time, Twitch, that is, I would say focus on YouTube, because right now, because of the fact that your channel is seeing some good growth at the moment, you finally hit that 1,000 subscription.
Yes,
so the tag now is just about the watch time, if I'm correct, with regards to monetization. Basically just stick to it. And also just some other advice is just find your niche, because I think that one of the things that YouTube itself likes, the algorithm likes, is that if you have something that is how can I say, like concurrent, something that's a part of a series that you do every week or every other week, or something that people can count on, right? I think the algorithm loves that. It loves when you do something that has that sort of thing. I think for your channel, early into your channel, what the algorithm was loving about your channel was that you were covering World Seeker, and not just that you were covering it positively. So it was the only place that people could get that, because everywhere else was like, this game is scrap, let's move on to play something else. And
I was the only goody two shoes being like, but guys, it's actually kind of good though. Like,
Indeed. And in a sense, you kind of became the One Piece game guy to a certain extent, because when you did One Piece Pirate Warriors, it did hit. Your first Pirate Warriors video, it hit.
People
exactly, because
really
people were already like, he's covered Seekers. He knows his One Piece. Let's see what he has to say. And so I think at the end of the day, you kind of have to figure out what is your shtick, and to some extent, you have to work the shtick, but also don't only focus on the shtick, because of the fact that as a creative person, you want to create creative things. So if you have to work the shtick to get YouTube to like you, to get the algorithm to like you, to get the algorithm to work for you. So that's like your once a week kind of thing, or your once every couple week kind of thing, to keep the algorithm happy.
I'm definitely trying to do the whole, Saturday mornings with Johnny type thing. You know, where I put out a really good video for Saturday mornings. People, start their weekends, they open up YouTube and like, oh, bam, Johnny's right there. So that's my thing right now. I would say definitely reviewing anime movies from series that are already established, like One Piece and Naruto and stuff like that. I'm trying to work my way into there, and I cannot wait for Jujutsu Kaisen when their movie comes out in wintertime. That's really why I'm trying to get all of these done, so I can focus on that. But yeah, man, no, I got some stuff in the works. I'm figuring out the space as we go along, and I appreciate you giving me the time so I can talk about all this stuff.
Johnny, I've been looking forward to this for ages. I will warn you though, you're gonna have a hard time the moment when you get monetized, because anime does not do well. Like,
listen, I'm already getting copyrighted out of my ass right now with the music I choose to use in my videos. So I know it's gonna be tough adjustment, but I'll get there.
Yeah, they're gonna kick you in the butt.
Creators gotta create, man.
They're gonna hit you in the butt cheek. But here's the thing: if it gets you to the point where you do become monetized, then after that point in time, you just have to say, okay, great, I've done the grind.
Yep.
Let me now focus on actually, the hustle. Let's see how much we can make off of this thing, right? So yeah, definitely that. Jenny, I think we have a show.
I think we do. Okay. I think we got ourselves a show.
I think we have a show. So thank you.
This was awesome, man. This was fun. I think this was really comfortable because you're a great guy to talk to.
You are a great guy to talk to too.
You're a great guy to talk to, man. This just feels like talking to one of my friends.
Exactly. That's how it should be.
You're a great man to talk to.
I mean, we started this off with me making tea, and then my missus stealing that tea.
Just chilling, making tea, vibing. I was just coming off of work, looking to relax, and this was good. This was real good. I feel zenned out right now.
Brilliant. Simply Binge Podcast is a part of the Simply Binge network of podcasts, which include That Beautiful Life and Skill Points. All of our podcasts are available on iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, Castbox, and most other podcast apps. You can also follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at Simply Binge UK. Visit our website simplybinge.com if you'd like links to what we mentioned in the show. And lastly, special thanks to all of our guests for taking the time to share a bit of their insight with us today.